Claire hadn't seen Marcus in 7 years. 7 years since college. Since late-night study sessions and cheap pizza. Since he'd borrowed money from her, $20 here, $50 there, always promising to pay her back when his big break came. She never asked for it back. She knew he didn't have it. Now she sat in a small cafe in Brooklyn, stirring her coffee slowly, watching the door. He'd texted her yesterday. Out of nowhere. Hey, I'm in town. Coffee? Simple. Casual. Like no time had passed at all. Claire checked her phone. 2:03 p.m. He was late. The door opened. Marcus walked in, and Claire almost didn't recognize him. Gone were the wrinkled hoodies and beat-up sneakers. He wore an expensive gray suit, perfectly tailored. His hair was trimmed neat, clean-shaven, confident. He looked successful. He spotted her, smiled that familiar crooked smile, and walked over. Claire. He slid into the seat across from her, eyes bright. You look exactly the same. You don't, she said quietly. He laughed. Yeah, life's been good. Good didn't cover it. She could see it in everything. The watch on his wrist. The way he carried himself. The faint scent of cologne that probably cost more than her rent. So, Marcus leaned back, relaxed. What have you been up to? Still teaching? Substitute teaching, Claire corrected. It's fine. Just fine. She shrugged. Pays the bills. Mostly. Marcus nodded, but she could see it, that flicker in his eyes. Pity. Maybe something worse. You still in that same apartment? He asked. Yeah. The one with the broken heat? They fixed it, she lied. He knew. She could tell. An uncomfortable silence settled between them. Claire took a sip of her coffee. It had gone cold. I'm doing really well now, Marcus said suddenly. Started a business. Tech consulting. It took off faster than I expected. That's great, Marcus. Really? Yeah. He smiled wider. I always knew I'd make it, you know? Just took the right opportunity. Claire nodded. She was happy for him. She was. But something about the way he looked at her made her feel small. Listen, Marcus said, leaning forward. I know things were tight back then. I remember you helping me out. A lot. Claire's chest tightened. You don't have to. No, I want to. He pulled out his wallet, slid a $100 bill across the table. For old times. She stared at it. $100. She'd lent him close to $3,000 over 2 years. Marcus, I don't need. Come on. Take it. His smile was kind, but his eyes were already drifting toward the door. Buy yourself something nice. Claire didn't move. Well. Marcus stood, straightened his jacket. I've got a meeting in 20. But it was great seeing you. Let's not wait another 7 years, yeah? Yeah, Claire whispered. He walked out. She sat there, staring at the $100 bill on the table, feeling something cold and sharp settle in her chest. He thought she was still broke. And maybe she was. But something about the way he looked at her, the pity, the condescension, made her want to disappear. Claire walked home slowly. The subway was crowded, but she barely noticed. Her mind was somewhere else. She thought about Marcus. About college. About how she used to believe they were equals. Maybe they never were. Her phone buzzed. A text from her landlord. Rent's due tomorrow. Don't be late again. Claire closed her eyes. She had $400 in her account. Rent was $1,200. She'd figure it out. She always did. She turned onto her street, a quiet block in Greenpoint. Old buildings, cracked sidewalks, a few trees struggling to grow between the concrete. She liked it here. It was calm. Safe. But as she approached her building, she noticed something. A car. Black. Sleek. Expensive. It was parked right in front of her building, engine off, windows tinted dark. Claire slowed. She'd never seen a car like that on her street before. As she walked past it, the back door opened. A man stepped out. Tall. Broad-shouldered. Dark suit, dark tie. His face was hard, unreadable. Cold eyes that tracked her movement like a predator watching prey. Claire's heart skipped. Claire Dawson? His voice was deep, smooth. She froze. Who's asking? Someone who'd like to speak with you. I don't know you. No, the man agreed. But you know him. He stepped aside, gesturing toward the open car door. Inside, she saw another figure. Sitting in shadow. Still. Watching. Get in the car, Claire. I'm not getting in any car, she said, voice tight. I don't know who you are, and I don't. Vincent sends his regards. The name hit her like ice water. Vincent. She hadn't heard that name in 3 years. Not since the night everything fell apart. Her breath caught. No. He'd like to see you. I don't care what he wants. The man's expression didn't change. It's not a request. Claire's pulse hammered. She looked around. The street was empty. No one to call for help. No witnesses. I'm not going anywhere with you, she said, stepping back. The man didn't move, but something in his posture shifted. A quiet warning. Then, from inside the car, a voice. Low. Familiar. Controlled. Claire. Her entire body went cold. She knew that voice. Please. It wasn't a command. It was something else. Against every instinct, Claire stepped closer, peered into the car, and there he was. Vincent Callahan. 3 years older. Sharper. Harder. But still him. He looked at her with those same dark eyes, the ones that used to make her feel seen, understood, safe. Now they just made her afraid. Get in, he said quietly. We need to talk. Claire's hands trembled. She should run. She should scream. She should do anything except. She got in the car. The door closed behind her, and the world outside disappeared. Claire sat stiffly in the leather seat, as far from Vincent as possible. He hadn't moved, hadn't spoken, just watched her with that unreadable expression. The car pulled away from the curb, smooth and silent. Where are we going? Claire asked, voice tight. Somewhere we can talk. We can talk here. No, Vincent said quietly. We can't. The driver, silent, invisible behind the partition, navigated through Brooklyn streets with eerie precision. Claire's mind raced. She could jump out at a red light. She could scream. She could. You're not in danger, Vincent said, as if reading her thoughts. She laughed bitterly. You kidnapped me off the street. I asked you to get in the car. After your guy threatened me. Marcus didn't threaten you. Claire's chest tightened. You know about Marcus? Vincent's jaw tightened slightly. The first crack in his composure. I know everything, Claire. A chill ran down her spine. How long have you been watching me? He didn't answer. Vincent. 3 years, he said quietly. Since the night you left. Her stomach dropped. You've been, what? Spying on me? Protecting you. I didn't ask for that. You didn't have to. Claire's hands clenched into fists. You have no right. I have every right. His voice was calm, but there was steel beneath it. You're my wife. The words hung in the air. Claire's breath caught. We're not married. Legally we are. I never signed. You did. Vincent's eyes stayed on hers. 3 years ago. The night before you left. The memory hit her like a punch. The courthouse. The quiet ceremony. Just the two of them and a judge who asked no questions. She'd thought it was romantic. Spontaneous. She didn't know what Vincent really was. Not then. That wasn't real, Claire whispered. It was real enough. I left you. You ran. His voice was soft, but the words cut. There's a difference. Claire looked away, blinking back the burn in her eyes. The silence stretched. Finally, Vincent spoke. How much do you need? Claire's head snapped toward him. What? For rent. Bills. Whatever Marcus didn't cover. Her face flushed. I don't need your money. $400 in your account, Vincent said evenly. Rent's $1,200. You're $800 short. Your landlord's been harassing you for 2 months. Claire's blood ran cold. How do you? I told you. I know everything. She felt sick. Exposed. Like every private moment of her life had been watched, catalogued, filed away. Stop, she whispered. Vincent leaned forward slightly. I can solve this. 1 phone call. Your rent's paid. Your debt's cleared. You don't have to struggle anymore. I'm not your charity case. You're my wife. Stop calling me that. Her voice cracked. Vincent went still. Claire's chest heaved. I'm not that person anymore. I'm not the girl who married you. I don't even know who you are. Yes, you do. No. She shook her head. I thought you were a businessman. I thought you were legitimate. I didn't know you were. Say it. Her throat tightened. Say what I am, Claire. She met his eyes. Dark. Dangerous. Daring her. A criminal, she whispered. Vincent's expression didn't change. Yes. The admission was somehow worse than a lie. Claire looked out the window. They were leaving Brooklyn now, crossing the bridge. Manhattan's skyline glittered ahead. Where are we going? She asked again. Home. I don't have a home with you. You do. His voice was quiet. Certain. You just haven't seen it yet. 20 minutes later, the car pulled up to a building Claire had only seen in magazines. A high-rise in Tribeca. Glass and steel. Doormen in suits. The kind of place where a single month's rent could pay her yearly salary. The car stopped. Marcus, the driver or guard, or whatever he was, opened her door. Claire didn't move. Vincent stepped out, then turned back, offering his hand. She ignored it. He didn't flinch. Just waited. Finally, Claire got out on her own. The lobby was all marble and gold. A chandelier hung from the ceiling like frozen light. Everything smelled like money. Claire felt like she was trespassing. Vincent led her to a private elevator. It required a key. He slid it in, pressed the button for the top floor. The doors closed. They rode up in silence. Claire's reflection stared back at her from the polished walls. She looked small. Out of place. Vincent stood beside her, hands in his pockets, eyes forward. She risked a glance at him. He looked tired. Not physically, but there was something in his eyes. Something heavy. The elevator stopped. The doors opened directly into an apartment. No hallway. No neighbors. Just his world. The apartment was massive. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlooked the city. Minimalist furniture. Dark wood leather glass. Everything precise. Controlled. It felt like him. Vincent walked in, shrugged off his jacket, draped it over a chair. Claire stayed near the elevator. "You can sit," he said. "I'm fine." He turned to look at her. Really look at her. And for the first time since she got in the car, his expression softened. Just slightly. "You're afraid of me," he said quietly. It wasn't a question. Claire didn't deny it. Vincent's jaw tightened. He looked away. "You should be." The honesty startled her. He moved to the bar, poured himself a drink. "Whiskey. Neat." "I didn't bring you here to scare you," he said. "I brought you here because I need you to understand something." "Understand what?" He took a slow sip, then set the glass down. "Marcus thinks you're nobody," Vincent said. "He thinks you're still that broke girl from college. Someone he can pity. Someone he can throw $100 at and feel good about himself." Claire's chest tightened. "He doesn't know who you really are," Vincent continued. "But I do. And who am I?" Claire's voice was barely a whisper. Vincent's eyes locked on hers. "Mine." Claire's heart pounded. "I'm not yours," she said. "I stopped being yours the day I left." Vincent didn't argue. He just watched her, expression unreadable. "You left because you were scared," he said finally. "Not of me. Of what being with me meant. I left because I found out what you really do." "And what do I do, Claire?" She swallowed hard. "You hurt people." "Sometimes." The casual admission made her stomach turn. "You run an empire built on violence." "Yes." "You're a monster." Vincent's eyes darkened. "Yes." No defense. No justification. Just truth. Claire felt something crack inside her. She didn't know what she'd expected, denial maybe. Anger. Something to make him the villain she needed him to be. But this quiet acceptance was worse. "Then why am I here?" she asked. "If you're so dangerous, why drag me back into this?" Vincent picked up his glass again, swirled the whiskey slowly. "Because whether you like it or not, you're still connected to me," he said. "And people know that." Claire's blood went cold. "What people?" "The kind who use leverage." His voice was calm, but there was an edge to it. "The kind who would see you as an opportunity. To get to you." "Yes." She shook her head. "I haven't been part of your life in 3 years. No one even knows about me." "They do now." Her breath caught. "What?" Vincent set his glass down, walked to the window, hands in his pockets. "A week ago, someone leaked our marriage certificate," he said quietly. "Sent it to 3 rival families. Along with your current address, your work schedule, and a very detailed file on your daily routine." Claire's legs nearly gave out. "No," she whispered. "Marcus was sent to confirm it. To see if you were worth the effort." Her mind reeled. Marcus. Marcus was. Not the friend you thought he was. The cafe. The pity. The $100 bill. It was all a test. Claire's hands trembled. "So what happens now?" Vincent turned to face her. "You have 2 options." She waited. "Option 1, he said evenly. "You go back to your life. I station guards around you 24 hours a day. You lose your privacy, your freedom, but you stay independent." "And option 2? Vincent's gaze held hers. "You come back to me." "Come back to you," Claire repeated slowly. "As what?" "Your possession?" "As my wife. We're not really married. We are in every way that matters." Vincent stepped closer. Not threatening. Just present. "You wear my name. You carry my protection. And whether you want to admit it or not, you're still tied to me." Claire's chest ached. "I don't want this life." "I know. I don't want to be part of your world." "I know. Then let me go." Vincent's expression didn't change. I can't. Why not? Because the moment I do, you're dead. The words were quiet. Final. Claire's vision blurred. You're lying. I don't lie to you. His voice was soft. I never have. She wanted to argue. To call him a manipulator, a monster, a liar. But something in his eyes told her he was telling the truth. How long? She whispered. How long what? How long have I been in danger? Vincent hesitated. Just for a second. Since the day you left. Claire turned away, pacing toward the window. The city stretched out below her. Thousands of lights. Millions of people living normal lives. She used to be one of them. I need time, she said. You have until tomorrow. She spun around. That's not enough. It's all you have. Vincent's voice was firm. They're moving fast. If you're not under my protection by tomorrow night, they'll make their move. Who? Does it matter? Yes. Vincent's jaw tightened. The Volkov family. Russians. They've been trying to take my territory for 2 years. They see you as the weakness they've been looking for. Claire's hands shook. This is insane. This is my world. His eyes burned into hers. And now it's yours again. I didn't ask for this. Neither did I. The admission hung between them. Vincent stepped closer, close enough that Claire could see the faint scar above his left eyebrow, the one she used to trace with her fingers. I know what I'm asking, he said quietly. I know what it costs you. Then don't ask. I have to. His voice dropped. Because the alternative is losing you. And I won't let that happen. Claire's throat tightened. You don't own me. No, Vincent agreed. But I'll protect you anyway. Claire looked into his eyes. And for the first time since getting in that car, she saw something real. Not the monster. Not the criminal. Just the man she used to love. Haunted. Desperate. Trying to hold together a world built on violence and control. If I stay, she whispered. What does that mean? Vincent's expression softened. Just slightly. It means you're safe, he said. It means no one touches you. It means you don't have to struggle anymore. And what do you get? He was quiet for a long moment. Peace, he said finally. Knowing you're alive. Claire's heart cracked. She wanted to hate him. To walk away. To reclaim the life she'd built without him. But standing here, looking into his eyes, she realized something terrifying. She'd never really left. What would you do in her place? Vincent gave Claire the guest room. It was bigger than her entire apartment. King-sized bed. Silk sheets. A view of the Hudson River glittering under moonlight. She sat on the edge of the bed, still in her clothes, staring at nothing. Her phone buzzed. 3 missed calls from her roommate, Jen. 2 texts. Where are you? Claire, you're scaring me. Text me back. Claire's fingers hovered over the keyboard. What could she even say? I'm with my secret Mafia husband, who I thought I'd escaped 3 years ago. She set the phone down. Come in, Claire said quietly. The door opened. But it wasn't Vincent. It was a woman. Mid-30s, sharp suit, dark hair pulled back tight. She carried herself like someone used to being obeyed. Mrs. Callahan, the woman said. I'm Sophia, head of Mr. Callahan's security. Claire blinked. I'm not. You are, Sophia interrupted gently. Legally and practically. Whether you accept it or not. Claire's jaw tightened. Sophia stepped inside, closing the door behind her. I'm here to brief you on tomorrow. I haven't decided if I'm staying. Sophia's expression didn't change. Mr. Callahan believes you will. He's wrong. Is he? The question hung in the air. Sophia moved to the window, hands clasped behind her back. I've worked for Vincent for 8 years. I've seen him make difficult decisions. Sacrifices. Compromises. Why are you telling me this? Because I've never seen him compromise on you. Claire's breath caught. Sophia turned to face her. 3 years ago, when you left, he could have brought you back. He had the resources. The men. The power. Then why didn't he? Because you asked him not to. The memory hit Claire like a wave. The last night. The fight. Her voice breaking as she begged him to let her go. And Vincent, cold, controlled Vincent, had stood there and said one word. Okay. She'd thought it meant he didn't care. He let you go because you asked, Sophia continued quietly. Even though it cost him everything. Even though it made him vulnerable. Even though it broke something in him, I'm not sure ever healed. Claire's eyes burned. Then why bring me back now? Because now your life is in danger. Sophia's voice was firm. And Vincent Callahan will burn this city to the ground before he lets anyone hurt you. Sophia left. Claire sat alone in the silence. Her phone buzzed again. This time, a text from an unknown number. She opened it, and her blood turned to ice. A photo. Her apartment. Her front door. Someone standing in front of it. The message below read, "Wrong choice, Mrs. Callahan." Claire burst out of the room, phone in hand. Vincent was in his office. Sophia stood beside him. They were reviewing something on a tablet. Both looked up as Claire entered. "They were at my apartment," Claire said, voice shaking. She held up her phone. "They sent me this." Vincent's expression went dark. He crossed the room in 3 steps, took the phone from her hand. His jaw clenched. "When?" he asked. "Just now. 2 minutes ago." Vincent handed the phone to Sophia. "Trace it." "Already on it," Sophia said, fingers flying across her own phone. Vincent turned back to Claire. His eyes searched hers. "Are you hurt?" "No, I'm here, She stopped. "Wait. Jen. My roommate. She's there." "She's." "Sophia." "Sending a team now," Sophia confirmed. Claire's chest heaved. "If something happens to her." "It won't." Vincent's voice was steel. "I promise you, Claire. She'll be safe." "You can't promise that." "Yes," he said quietly. "I can." And somehow she believed him. 10 minutes felt like 10 hours. Claire sat on the couch, Vincent beside her. Not touching. Just there. Sophia stood by the window, phone to her ear, coordinating. Finally, she lowered the phone. "Your roommate is secure," Sophia said. "Team picked her up. She's on her way here." Claire's entire body sagged with relief. "Is she okay?" "Shaken but unharmed." "And the apartment?" Sophia hesitated. "Tell me," Claire said. "They left a message." "What kind of message?" Vincent stood. "Show her." Sophia pulled up a photo on her tablet, turned it toward Claire. The words were spray-painted across her bedroom wall in dripping red letters. Tick-tock. Claire stared at the photo. Her safe space. Her tiny apartment. The place she'd built piece by piece after leaving Vincent. Violated. "They're not playing," Vincent said quietly. "This is a declaration." "What do they want?" "You. Or more specifically, they want me to break trying to protect you." Claire looked up at him. "And will you?" Vincent's eyes met hers. "No," he said. "Because I'm not letting you out of my sight again." Jen burst into the apartment 20 minutes later, flanked by 2 of Vincent's men. She looked terrified. "Claire!" Jen rushed forward, grabbing her in a tight hug. "Oh my God, what is happening?" "These guys showed up, said you were in danger, and then I saw the wall." "I'm sorry," Claire whispered. "I'm so sorry." Jen pulled back, eyes wide. "Who are these people? Why were they at our apartment? And whose apartment is this?" Claire opened her mouth, but no words came. Vincent stepped forward. Jen's eyes went to him, then widened further. "Holy shit," Jen breathed. You're him." Claire blinked. "You know who he is?" "I Googled him 3 years ago when you wouldn't tell me why you left New York so suddenly." Jen stared at Vincent like he was a dangerous animal. "Vincent Callahan. Businessman. Philanthropist." She paused. "Suspected organized crime connections." "Not suspected," Vincent said calmly. "Confirmed." Jen's face went pale. "Sit down," Vincent gestured to the couch. "You're safe here." "Safe." Jen's voice cracked. "There were men at our apartment. They left a message on the wall." "How is that safe?" "Because they're not here," Vincent said. "And they won't be." Jen looked at Claire. "What is going on?" Claire took a shaky breath. "Vincent and I were married." Jen's jaw dropped. "What?" "It was 3 years ago. Before I moved in with you. I left because I found out what he really does, and I thought I could just disappear." "But you can't," Jen said slowly. "Because they know about you." Claire nodded. Jen sank onto the couch, processing. "So what now?" "Now you stay here until it's safe to go back," Vincent said. "And when will that be?" Vincent's expression was unreadable. "When I've eliminated the threat." The words sent a chill through the room. Sophia showed Jen to another guest room. Claire stayed in the living room with Vincent. Silence stretched between them. "She's going to hate me," Claire said quietly. "She'll understand." "How can she?" "I dragged her into this." "You didn't drag her anywhere," Vincent said. "This was always going to happen. You just delayed it." Claire's hands clenched. "I should have stayed gone." "No." Vincent's voice was firm. "You should have come back sooner." She looked at him. "You really believe that?" "Yes." "Why?" He was quiet for a long moment. "Because the worst 3 years of my life were the ones without you." Claire's breath caught. Vincent looked away, jaw tight. "I told myself you were safer away from me, that you were better off. But all I did was leave you vulnerable." I built a life, Vincent. I know. I was happy. He turned back to her. Were you? The question pierced something deep. Claire wanted to say yes. To defend the life she'd built, the independence she'd fought for. But standing here, in his world again, she realized the truth. She'd been surviving, not living. I need to sleep, Claire said finally. Vincent nodded. Of course. She stood, started toward the guest room. Claire. She stopped, turned back. Vincent stood by the window, hands in his pockets, silhouetted against the city lights. I won't force you to stay, he said quietly. When this is over, if you want to leave, I'll let you. Just like last time? No. His voice was rough. Last time I let you go because you asked. This time, if you leave, it'll be because you choose to. Not because you're running. Claire's throat tightened. What's the difference? Vincent met her eyes. Everything. Claire woke to sunlight streaming through floor-to-ceiling windows. For a moment, she forgot where she was. Then it all came rushing back. She sat up, checking her phone. 6:47 a.m. No new messages. No threats. Just silence. Claire found Jen in the kitchen, sitting at the marble island with a cup of coffee, looking shell-shocked. Morning, Claire said softly. Jen looked up. Is this real life? Unfortunately. There's a chef. Jen gestured vaguely. An actual chef. He asked me what I wanted for breakfast. I said cereal, and he looked personally offended. Despite everything, Claire almost smiled. The chef, a middle-aged man with kind eyes, set a plate in front of Jen. Omelette, perfectly folded, garnished with fresh herbs. I didn't ask for this, Jen said. You said you were hungry, the chef replied gently. Eat. Jen picked up her fork, took a bite, and her eyes widened. Oh my God. Good. Claire asked. I hate that it's good. Vincent entered the kitchen, already dressed in a dark suit, perfectly pressed. He looked like he hadn't slept. Morning, he said, voice neutral. Morning, Claire replied. Jen just stared at her omelette. Vincent poured himself coffee, leaned against the counter. Sophia's arranged for your things to be moved here. Claire's head snapped up. What? Your apartment isn't safe. Neither is Jen's. Everything you need will be brought here by this afternoon. You can't just decide that. I already did. Claire's jaw clenched. This is exactly what I was afraid of. What? You. Making decisions for me. Controlling my life. Vincent set his coffee down slowly. I'm keeping you alive, Claire. There's a difference. Is there? The tension crackled. Jen stood abruptly. I'm gonna go. Literally anywhere else. She left. You're angry, Vincent said. Of course I'm angry. Claire's voice rose. You brought me back into this world without asking. You're moving my things without permission. You're making decisions about my life like I don't get a say. You had a say, Vincent said evenly. Last night, I gave you options. Those weren't options. They were ultimatums. They were reality. Claire's chest heaved. I can't do this. I can't be the person who just obeys, who lets you make every choice. Vincent stepped closer, not threatening, just present. I'm not asking you to obey, he said quietly. I'm asking you to trust me. I don't know if I can. Then learn. Her eyes burned. That's not fair. Nothing about this is fair, Claire. His voice softened. But it's what we have. Vincent's phone rang. He answered, listened, his expression darkening. When? He paused. How many? Another pause. Secure the perimeter. No one in or out. He hung up. Claire's stomach dropped. What happened? The Volkovs made a move. Vincent said. They hit one of my warehouses an hour ago. Claire's blood went cold. Was anyone hurt? 3 of my men. They'll live. His jaw tightened. But it's a message. What kind of message? Vincent's eyes met hers. Dark. Dangerous. That they're done waiting. Sophia appeared in the doorway, tablet in hand. We need to move, she said to Vincent. Now. Vincent nodded, then turned to Claire. Stay here. Don't leave this apartment. What are you going to do? He didn't answer. Vincent. I'm going to end this. His voice was cold. Final. Before it gets worse. Claire grabbed his arm. Don't. He stopped, looked down at her hand on his sleeve. Don't go, she whispered. Please. Something flickered in his eyes. Surprise, maybe. Or something deeper. I have to. No, you don't. You could. What, Claire? His voice was soft but firm. Walk away. Let them destroy everything I've built. Let them come for you again. I don't want you to get hurt. The words hung between them. Vincent's expression softened. Just slightly. He reached up, gently removed her hand from his arm. But he didn't let go. His fingers wrapped around hers, warm and steady. I won't, he said quietly. I promise. You can't promise that. Yes, he said. I can. He released her hand, stepped back, and then he was gone. Claire stood in the empty kitchen, heart pounding. Jen appeared in the doorway. He left. Claire nodded. Are we safe here? I don't know. Jen moved closer, lowered her voice. Claire, do you still love him? The question pierced through everything. Claire's throat tightened. I don't know that either. But you feel something. I feel. Claire searched for words. Terrified. Angry. Confused. But. Claire looked at her friend. But when he's here, I feel less afraid. Jen's expression softened. That's not nothing. It's not love either. Maybe not, Jen agreed. But it's something. The hours crawled by. Claire tried to read. Couldn't focus. Tried to watch TV. Couldn't sit still. She paced the apartment, checking her phone every 5 minutes. No messages from Vincent. No updates from Sophia. Just silence. Jen sat on the couch, scrolling through her phone. There's nothing on the news. There wouldn't be, Claire said. This isn't the kind of thing that makes the news. What do you mean? Vincent's world operates in shadows. Most people don't even know it exists. Jen set her phone down. How did you handle this before? 3 years ago, when you were with him? Claire stopped pacing. I didn't know what he was. He kept that part of his life separate from me. How? He was careful. I thought he was just a businessman. Real estate, investments. He'd go to meetings, take calls, but nothing ever seemed dangerous. When did you find out? Claire's chest tightened. I came home early one night. He was in his office with 3 men. They were discussing a shipment. Money laundering. Someone who'd betrayed them. What did you do? I stood in the hallway and listened. Claire's voice dropped. And then I heard Vincent say very calmly, make it look like an accident. Jen's eyes widened. Jesus. I confronted him that night. He didn't deny it. Didn't even try to lie. Just admitted everything. And you left. I left, Claire confirmed. Because I couldn't be with someone who did those things. No matter how much she stopped. Loved him. Jen finished gently. Claire looked away. Yeah. Both women froze. Footsteps. Claire's heart hammered. Sophia appeared in the doorway. Her suit was pristine, but there was something in her expression. Tension. Is he okay? Claire asked immediately. He's fine, Sophia said. It's handled. What does that mean? Sophia's eyes were steady. It means the Volkovs won't be a problem anymore. Claire's stomach turned. What did he do? What was necessary? That's not an answer. It's the only answer you're getting, Sophia said, not unkindly. Mr. Callahan will be back within the hour. He wanted me to check on you. We're fine, Claire said tightly. Sophia studied her for a moment. You're angry. Wouldn't you be? Probably. Sophia's expression softened slightly. But I'd also recognize that the man you're angry at just put himself in danger to keep you safe. I didn't ask him to. No, Sophia agreed. You didn't have to. Sophia left. Jen let out a long breath. She's scary. Yeah, but she's not wrong. Claire turned to her friend. What? He did risk his life for you, Jen said carefully. Even if you didn't ask. Even if you're not sure you want to be here. He's still protecting you. That doesn't make this okay. No, Jen agreed. But it makes it complicated. Claire sank onto the couch beside her. I don't know what to do. Do you want to leave? I don't know. Do you want to stay? I don't know that either. Jen took her hand. Then maybe you just wait. See what happens. You don't have to decide everything right now. Claire squeezed her friend's hand, grateful. Thank you for not running away screaming, she said. Jen smiled weakly. Oh, I'm terrified. But you're my best friend. I'm not leaving you alone in this. 50 minutes later, Vincent returned. Claire was still on the couch. She stood as he entered. He looked different. There was blood on his collar. Just a small spot. Barely noticeable. But Claire saw it. Their eyes met. Are you hurt? She asked, voice tight. No. Whose blood is that? Vincent glanced down, noticed the stain. His jaw tightened. Not mine. Claire's stomach churned. Vincent moved toward his bedroom. I need to clean up. Vincent. He stopped. Didn't turn around. What did you do? Claire whispered. What I had to. Did you kill someone? Silence. Then, quietly. Yes. The admission was like a punch to the chest. Claire's vision blurred. How many? Does it matter? Yes. Vincent finally turned to face her. His eyes were dark, hollow. 3, he said. 3 men who were planning to kill you. Who had your photo, your schedule, your daily routine mapped out. Claire's breath caught. They weren't just coming for you, Vincent continued, voice low. They were planning to make it slow, to make me watch, to break me. So you killed them? Yes. And you don't regret it? Vincent's expression was unreadable. No. Claire stared at him. This was the man she'd married, the man she'd loved, a killer, but also the man who'd just destroyed 3 people to keep her alive. I don't know how to feel about this, she whispered. Neither do I, Vincent said quietly. But I know I'd do it again. Without hesitation. He turned and walked to his bedroom. The door closed, and Claire stood alone in the living room, trembling. Do you think this is love or survival? Claire couldn't sleep. She lay in the guest bed, staring at the ceiling, Vincent's words echoing in her mind. 3 men. I'd do it again. Without hesitation. At midnight, she gave up. She slipped out of bed, padded barefoot through the dark apartment. The living room was empty. City lights glowed through the windows. Then she saw him. Vincent stood on the balcony, alone, hands gripping the railing. He'd changed clothes. Dark jeans, black t-shirt. No jacket. He looked smaller somehow. Less controlled. Human. Claire hesitated. Then she opened the balcony door. Vincent didn't turn. Can't sleep? No. Neither can I. Claire moved to stand beside him. Not too close. Just there. They stood in silence, looking out at the city. Do you regret it? Claire asked finally. Bringing me back? Vincent was quiet for a long moment. No, he said. But I regret that you had to see what I am. I already knew what you were. Knowing and seeing are different. Claire's chest tightened. Why did you marry me? 3 years ago. Why? Vincent's hands tightened on the railing. Because for the first time in my life, I felt something other than emptiness. The raw honesty stunned her. I built this empire, Vincent continued, voice low. I have more money than I could spend in 10 lifetimes. More power than most men dream of. But none of it meant anything until I met you. Claire's throat burned. I was just a graduate student. Nobody special. You were everything. He finally turned to look at her. You didn't want anything from me. You didn't care about the money or the power. You just saw me. The person underneath. I didn't know who you really were. Yes, you did. His eyes searched hers. Maybe not the details, but you knew I wasn't normal. You knew there was darkness in me. And you stayed anyway. Claire's breath caught. Until I couldn't. Until you learned how deep the darkness went, Vincent agreed. And I don't blame you for leaving. I would have left too. The admission broke something in her. Then why not let me stay gone, she whispered. Why drag me back into this? Vincent looked away, jaw tight. Because the thought of you dying because of me was worse than the thought of you hating me. Claire's vision blurred. She'd spent 3 years believing he'd let her go because he didn't care enough to fight for her. But standing here, seeing the pain in his eyes, she realized the truth. He'd let her go because he cared too much. I don't hate you, she said quietly. Vincent's eyes snapped to hers. I hate what you do, Claire continued. I hate the violence, the danger, the blood on your collar. But I don't hate you. Vincent's expression was unreadable. You should. Probably. I'm not a good man, Claire. I know. I've done things that would make you sick. I know. I'll do them again. If it means keeping you safe. I know. Her voice cracked. And that terrifies me. Vincent stepped closer. Not touching. Just close enough that she could feel the warmth radiating from him. I can't be normal for you, he said quietly. I can't give you a safe, simple life. I can't promise you white picket fences and Sunday dinners. I know. But I can promise you this. His eyes burned into hers. As long as I'm breathing, nothing will hurt you. No one will touch you. You'll be protected, provided for, safe. At what cost? Any cost. Claire's chest heaved. That's not love, Vincent. That's obsession. Maybe. His voice was rough. But it's all I have. They stood there, inches apart, the city sprawling below them. Claire looked into his eyes and saw everything he was. Dangerous. Damaged. Deadly. But also broken. Like her. I don't know if I can do this, she whispered. I know. I don't know if I can be married to a man who kills people. I know. I don't know if I can live in this world. Vincent reached up slowly, giving her time to pull away. When she didn't, he gently tucked a strand of hair behind her ear. Then don't decide tonight, he said softly. Just stay. One more day. And we'll figure out the rest tomorrow. Claire's eyes burned. And if I leave tomorrow? Pain flickered across his face. Then I'll let you go. Promise? Vincent's hand dropped. I promise. But they both knew it was a lie. Because if she left, someone would come for her. Claire woke to the smell of coffee. She sat up, disoriented. The guest room. Vincent's apartment. Reality. She checked her phone. 7:14 a.m. Jen had texted her. I made a decision. Going back to my parents' place for a bit. Too much happening. But I'm here if you need me. Love you. Claire's chest ached. She understood. This wasn't Jen's life. She didn't sign up for Mafia danger and blood-stained collars. But it still hurt. Claire found Vincent in the kitchen, reading something on his tablet. He looked up as she entered. Morning. Jen left. Early this morning. Sophia arranged secure transport to her parents' house in Connecticut. Claire nodded. Good. She shouldn't be here. Neither should you. The words stung. Vincent set his tablet down. That came out wrong. No. You're right. I shouldn't be here. I should be living my normal life. Teaching. Struggling to pay rent. Being nobody. You were never nobody, Claire. She laughed bitterly. Marcus thought I was. Vincent's expression darkened. Marcus thought wrong. Did you? Claire stopped. Did you do something to him? No. But you wanted to. Vincent's jaw tightened. Yes. Why didn't you? Because you wouldn't want me to. The answer surprised her. Since when do you care what I want? She asked quietly. Vincent stood, moved around the counter to face her. I've always cared what you want, Claire. Even when I couldn't give it to you. Vincent's phone rang. He glanced at the screen, frowned. I need to take this. Of course. He stepped into his office, closed the door. Claire stood alone in the kitchen, coffee growing cold in her hands. Through the glass wall of the office, she could see Vincent. His posture changed. Shoulders tight. Face hard. Something was wrong. Vincent emerged, already moving toward the bedroom. What's happening? Claire asked. There's a situation. What kind of situation? He pulled on his jacket, checked his watch. The kind I need to handle personally. Fear spiked through her. Vincent. Sophia's staying here with you. You'll be safe. That's not what I'm worried about. He stopped, turned to face her. Don't go, Claire said. Please. Let someone else handle it. I can't. Why not? Because it's about you. Her blood went cold. What? Vincent's expression was grim. Dmitry Volkov, the head of the family. He wants a meeting. So, don't go. It's obviously a trap. It's not. Vincent's voice was controlled. He's calling for a truce. Claire's mind reeled. You killed 3 of his men yesterday. Why would he want a truce? Because I also destroyed 2 of his major operations, froze 15 million in his accounts, and made it very clear that if he comes for you again, I'll dismantle everything he's built. So he's backing down? He's negotiating. Claire stepped closer. What does he want? Vincent's eyes met hers. To see you. No, Claire said immediately. Absolutely not. I agree. Then why are you going? To tell him no in person. Vincent. This is how this world works, Claire. His voice was firm but gentle. I can't just refuse a meeting. It would be seen as weakness. And weakness gets people killed. So you're going to walk into a room with a man who wants me dead. Wanted you dead, Vincent corrected. Past tense. And you believe that? He was quiet for a moment. No. But I believe in my ability to handle it. Claire's hands trembled. This is insane. This is my life. He stepped closer, his eyes searching hers. This is the world you married into. I can't change that. I know. But I can keep you out of it. By putting yourself in danger? Vincent's expression softened. I've been in danger my entire life, Claire. This is nothing new. That doesn't make it okay. No, he agreed quietly. But it's reality. Sophia appeared in the living room, already prepared. Car's ready. Vincent nodded, then turned back to Claire. For a moment, neither spoke. Then Vincent did something unexpected. He reached out, gently took her hand. His thumb brushed across her knuckles. Soft. Careful. I'll come back, he said quietly. You don't know that. Yes, I do. How? His eyes held hers. Because I'm not done fighting for you yet. Before Claire could respond, he released her hand and walked toward the elevator. Sophia followed. The doors closed. And Claire didn't go to the guest room. She stood in the hallway between her door and Vincent's, frozen with indecision. Vincent's door was closed. A line of light showed underneath. He was still awake. Claire's heart pounded. She could go to her room. Keep the distance. Maintain the boundaries. Or, she knocked softly. Vincent opened the door, dressed in just dark pants and a white t-shirt. He looked surprised. Everything okay? I don't want to be alone tonight, Claire said quietly. Vincent's expression shifted. Understanding. Careful. Okay, he said. You can take the bed. I'll sleep on the couch. No. Claire's voice was barely a whisper. I mean, I don't want to be alone. Away from you. Vincent went completely still. Claire, I'm not asking for anything, she said quickly. I don't want to sleep in a room by myself tonight. Can I stay here? Vincent studied her face for a long moment. Then he stepped back, opening the door wider. Of course. Vincent's bedroom was different than she expected. Simple. Clean. Minimal furniture. But there were small details that surprised her. A book on the nightstand, poetry Neruda. A photo on the dresser. Face down. Claire moved toward it without thinking. Don't, Vincent said quietly. She stopped. Why? Because I don't want you to see how pathetic I am. Her chest tightened. She picked up the frame anyway. It was them. 3 years ago. Happy. Laughing. His arm around her waist, her head on his shoulder. She remembered that day. A weekend trip to the coast. Before she knew what he was. Before everything fell apart. You kept this, she whispered. Vincent's jaw tightened. I kept everything. Claire set the photo down carefully. Face up this time. She turned to find Vincent watching her with an expression she couldn't quite read. I thought you would have moved on, she said. I tried. His voice was rough. I failed. Vincent. You should sleep, he said, nodding toward the bed. I'll take the chair. That's ridiculous. It's your bed. And you're my guest. I'm your wife. The word hung between them. Vincent's eyes darkened. Are you? Claire's breath caught. Legally. I'm not asking legally. She knew what he was asking. Did she want to be his wife? Did she choose this? Did she choose him? I don't know, she whispered. Vincent nodded slowly. Then sleep. We'll figure out the rest in the morning. Claire climbed into the bed. The sheets smelled like him. Clean. Masculine. Safe. Vincent grabbed a pillow, moved toward the chair by the window. Vincent. He stopped. Stay, Claire said quietly. Please. Claire. I'm not asking for anything else. I don't want to be alone. And I don't want you sleeping in a chair. Vincent hesitated. Then slowly he moved toward the other side of the bed. He lay down on top of the covers, fully dressed, keeping careful distance between them. Claire turned off the light. Darkness settled. They lay there, inches apart, not touching. Thank you, Claire whispered. For what? For coming back. Vincent was quiet for a long moment. I'll always come back, he said. No matter what. Claire couldn't sleep. Neither could Vincent. She could tell by his breathing. Can I ask you something? She said into the darkness. Anything. Why me? What do you mean? You could have anyone, Claire said. Someone who understands your world. Someone who's not afraid of it. Why choose someone like me? Vincent was silent for so long she thought he wouldn't answer. Then, because everyone else saw what I could give them. Money. Power. Protection. But you just saw me. Claire's throat tightened. The first time we met, Vincent continued quietly, you were reading in that coffee shop. I walked in, and you looked up, and you smiled. Like I was just normal. Not a name. Not a reputation. Just a person. Claire remembered that day. A random Tuesday. She'd been studying for finals. He'd asked if the seat across from her was taken. She'd said no. They'd talked for 3 hours. I fell in love with you that day, Vincent said. Before I even knew your name. Tears slid down Claire's cheeks in the darkness. I fell in love with you too, she whispered. I just didn't realize it until I left. Vincent's breath caught. Claire turned toward him, even though she couldn't see his face in the dark. I thought leaving would make me forget you, she said. I thought distance would make it easier. But every day, I woke up missing you. Hating myself for missing you. Wishing I could go back, but knowing I couldn't. Why couldn't you? Because I was terrified of what loving you meant. And now? Claire's heart pounded. I'm still terrified. But I'm more terrified of losing you again. Vincent moved closer. Not touching. Just nearer. I'm going to ask you something, he said quietly. And I need you to tell me the truth. Okay. Do you want to stay? Claire's breath caught. Here? Tonight? No. With me. In this life. Knowing what it means. Knowing who I am. Knowing it will never be normal or safe or simple. Silence. Claire's mind raced. Every logical part of her screamed to say no. To run. To choose safety over danger, normalcy over chaos. But her heart had made its choice 3 years ago. And it had never changed. Yes, she whispered. I want to stay. Vincent's hand found hers in the darkness. His fingers laced through hers. And for the first time in 3 years, Claire felt whole. Claire woke to sunlight and warmth. She was curled against Vincent's chest, his arm around her waist. Neither of them had meant to end up like this. But sometime in the night, the space between them had disappeared. Vincent was still asleep. His face was softer in sleep. Younger. Less haunted. Claire stayed still, just watching him. This man who had killed for her. Paid millions for her. Fought a war for her. This man she'd run from. Feared. Tried desperately to forget. This man she loved. The realization didn't scare her anymore. It just was. Vincent's eyes opened slowly. For a moment, he just looked at her. Then quietly, "Good morning." "Morning," Claire whispered. "Did you sleep?" "Better than I have in 3 years." Something flickered in his eyes. Relief. Hope. "Claire, I meant what I said last night," she interrupted. "I want to stay." Vincent went very still. "You're sure?" "No," she admitted. "But I'm sure that I want to try." His hand came up, cupped her face gently. "I'll make this work. I promise." "You can't promise that." "Yes, I can." His eyes were fierce. "I'll make this world safe enough for you. I'll build walls so high nothing can touch you. Vincent." Claire placed her hand over his. "I don't need walls. I just need honesty." His brow furrowed. "What do you mean?" "No more secrets," Claire said firmly. "No more half-truths. If you want me to be part of your life, really part of it, I need to know everything." Vincent's jaw tightened. "Claire." "Everything," she repeated. "The good, the bad, the things you think will make me run. I need to understand your world if I'm going to live in it." He searched her face. "You might not like what you see. I know. You might change your mind." "Maybe," Claire agreed. "But at least it'll be my choice. Based on truth. Not fear or ignorance." Vincent was quiet for a long moment. Then he nodded slowly. Okay. I'll tell you everything." His thumb brushed her cheek. "But not today." Claire frowned. "Why not?" A small smile tugged at his lips. The first real smile she'd seen in days. "Because today," he said quietly, "I want one normal day with my wife. Before reality comes back." They made breakfast together. It was strange. Domestic. Almost surreal. Vincent cooked. Apparently he actually knew how, despite having a personal chef, while Claire sat at the counter, watching him move around the kitchen with surprising ease. "You never cooked before," she said. "I did. You were just never awake early enough to see it. I was in grad school. Early was a myth." He smiled. "I remember. You'd sleep until noon on weekends, then be furious there was no coffee made. You always made me coffee." "Of course I did." The casual intimacy of the memory made Claire's chest ache. They'd had this once. Normal moments. Lazy mornings. Simple happiness. Before everything got complicated. "Can I ask you something?" Claire said. Vincent slid a plate in front of her. "Always. Do you ever wish you were different? That you'd chosen a different life?" He was quiet for a moment, pouring coffee. "No," he said finally. "I wish the world was different. I wish I could give you safety without violence. I wish I could protect you without becoming the thing you fear. But I don't wish I was someone else." "Why not?" Vincent's eyes met hers. "Because if I was someone else, I never would have deserved you in the first place." They spent the day doing nothing. Watching movies on the couch. Talking about meaningless things. Existing together without the weight of danger or decisions. It felt like before. Like they were just Claire and Vincent again. Not the Mafia king and the woman who left him. Just them. "I forgot how easy this was," Claire said, curled against his side. Vincent's arm tightened around her. "What?" "Being with you. When everything else disappears." "It doesn't have to disappear," he said quietly. "We can have this. Normal moments. Safe spaces. In between the violence?" "Yes." Claire tilted her head to look at him. "Doesn't that seem wrong? To have coffee and movies while you're doing what you do?" Vincent's expression was complicated. "Most of my life is mundane. Meetings. Paperwork. Negotiations. The violence is rare. But it exists." "Yes. And you're okay with that?" He was quiet for a moment. I don't know if okay is the right word. It's necessary. It's expected. It's the price of power in this world. Do you ever want out? Vincent's jaw tightened. Every day. The admission surprised her. But I can't leave, he continued. Too many people depend on me. Too many enemies would see it as weakness. Too many, he stopped. Too many what? Too many people would die if I walked away. Claire's stomach turned. So you're trapped. We're all trapped, Vincent said quietly. By our choices. Our responsibilities. Our pasts. That's bleak. That's reality. Vincent's phone rang. He glanced at the screen, frowned. I need to take this. Claire nodded. He stepped into his office. Through the glass, Claire could see his expression change. Hardening. Sharpening. The man she'd spent the day with disappeared. And the monster returned. Vincent emerged 10 minutes later. His face was unreadable. What's wrong? Claire asked. Nothing's wrong. But I need to leave for a few hours. Fear spiked through her. Where? A meeting. Downtown. It's routine. Is it safe? Vincent moved toward her, cupped her face gently. Yes. I promise. You can't promise that. I'll be back by dinner. His eyes held hers. Trust me. Claire wanted to argue. To beg him not to go. To keep him here in this bubble of safety they'd created. But she knew she couldn't. This was his life. His world. And if she was going to stay, she had to accept it. Okay, she whispered. Vincent kissed her forehead. Soft. Gentle. Then he was gone. Claire tried to stay calm. Vincent said he'd be back by dinner. It was only 3 p.m. She had hours. But the anxiety crawled under her skin anyway. She distracted herself with mundane things. Checked her email. Scrolled through her phone. Thought about texting Jen but didn't. At 5 p.m., her phone rang. Unknown number. Claire almost didn't answer. Then something made her pick up. Hello. Silence. Then a voice. Male. Accented. Russian. Mrs. Callahan. Her blood went cold. Who is this? A friend. The man's voice was smooth. Dangerous. I thought we should talk. I don't know you. But I know you. Very well, in fact. Your daily routine. Your favorite coffee shop. Your friend Jennifer in Connecticut. Claire's hands shook. If you touch her. I have no interest in Jennifer, the man interrupted. I'm interested in you. Vincent said. Vincent made a deal, yes. 70 million. 3 territories. Very generous. The man paused. But deals are only good if both parties honor them. What does that mean? It means your husband just made a mistake. Claire's heart hammered. What did he do? He killed one of my men. 2 hours ago. During your routine meeting. That's not possible. He said it was routine. It was routine, the man agreed. Until my associate tried to renegotiate our agreement. Vincent took offense. Things escalated. Claire's vision blurred. You're lying. Am I? The man's voice was cold. Ask him yourself. When he gets home. If he tells you the truth. What do you want? I want you to understand something, Mrs. Callahan. Your husband is a violent man. He will always be a violent man. And no amount of money or territory will change that. I know what he is. Do you? The man sounded amused. Then you know that loving him means accepting blood on his hands. Every day. For the rest of your life. Claire's throat tightened. Why are you calling me? Because I want you to make an informed choice. The man's voice softened slightly. Vincent paid 70 million for your safety. But he couldn't even last one day without killing again. What does that tell you? That he's protecting his interests. Or that he's incapable of change. Silence. Think about it, Mrs. Callahan, the man said quietly. Is this the life you want? Running from danger? Watching the man you love destroy others to keep you safe? Living with the knowledge that your existence causes death? Claire's hands trembled. Stop. I'm offering you a way out. What? Leave him. Tonight. I'll provide protection. Resources. A new life. Somewhere safe. Somewhere he can't follow. Why would you do that? The man laughed softly. Because a man without his heart is easier to destroy. The line went dead. Claire stood frozen in the middle of the apartment. Her mind raced. Vincent had killed someone. Today. During what he'd called a routine meeting. He'd lied to her. Or at least, not told her the whole truth. And that voice on the phone, Dimitri, it had to be, had offered her escape. Freedom. Safety. Everything she'd wanted 3 years ago. Vincent walked in at 6:30. He looked tired. His jacket was gone. His shirt sleeves were rolled up. There was a small cut on his knuckles. Claire saw it immediately. Their eyes met. "What happened?" she asked quietly. Vincent paused. "What do you mean?" "Your hand." He glanced down at his knuckles. Something flickered in his expression. "It's nothing. Did you kill someone today?" The question hung in the air. Vincent's jaw tightened. "Claire." "Yes or no, Vincent?" Silence. Then, "Yes." Claire's chest constricted. "You said it was routine. It was supposed to be." "But—" Vincent moved toward the bar, poured himself a drink. "One of Dimitri's men tried to adjust our agreement. He implied that the deal was off unless I paid more. So you killed him." "I defended my interests. By taking a life." Vincent turned to face her. "Yes." Claire's vision blurred. "You lied to me." "I didn't lie. I told you I had a meeting. You said it was safe." "It was," Vincent said evenly. "For me. That's not the point." Claire's voice cracked. "You promised me honesty. You promised no more secrets. And the first day I decide to stay, you kill someone and don't tell me." Vincent set his glass down. "I was going to tell you." "When?" "Tonight. After dinner. I was going to explain." "Explain what?" "That you can't even go one day without violence. That the deal you paid $70 million for means nothing." "The deal holds," Vincent said firmly. "Dimitri is testing boundaries. I shut it down. By killing his man." "Yes." Claire laughed bitterly. "And you don't see the problem with that?" Vincent's eyes darkened. "The problem is that you're judging me for surviving in my world." "I'm judging you for lying." "I didn't lie." His voice rose for the first time. Then softer. "I just didn't tell you everything." "That's the same thing." "No, it's not." Vincent stepped closer. "I was trying to protect you. To give you one normal day before. Before I had to face reality." Claire's eyes burned. "Before I had to accept that this is what my life will be. Violence and secrets and blood on your knuckles that you hide from me." "Yes," Vincent said quietly. "Exactly that." Claire turned away, hands shaking. "Dimitri called me," she said. Vincent went completely still. "What?" "This afternoon. He told me everything. About the meeting. About his man. About how you killed him." Vincent's voice was ice. "What else did he say?" "That you'll never change. That loving you means accepting violence forever. That my existence causes death." "Claire, is he wrong?" She spun around, tears streaming down her face. "Tell me he's wrong, Vincent. Tell me this isn't what my life will be." Vincent's expression was raw. Desperate. "I can't," he whispered. The admission broke her. "He offered me a way out," Claire said. "Protection. A new identity. Freedom." Vincent's face went pale. "Did you accept?" "I didn't answer. But you're considering it." Silence. Vincent's hands clenched into fists. "What do you want me to say, Claire? That I'm sorry? That I'll change? That I'll become someone different? I want you to be honest." "I am being honest." His voice cracked. "This is who I am. This is what I do. And yes, sometimes that means violence. Sometimes that means death. Sometimes that means protecting what's mine by any means necessary. I'm not yours." "Yes, you are." Vincent stepped closer, eyes blazing. "You're my wife. You're the only thing in this world that matters to me. And I will kill, lie, cheat, steal, and burn everything to ashes to keep you safe." "That's not love," Claire whispered. "That's possession." "Maybe," Vincent said hoarsely. "But it's all I know how to give." Claire stared at him. This man she loved. This man she feared. This man who would destroy the world for her, but couldn't change himself. "I can't do this," she whispered. Vincent's face crumpled. "Claire, I can't live like this. Waiting for the next call. The next threat. The next body. Never knowing if you're coming home. Never knowing if the blood on your hands will eventually be mine. It won't be. You can't promise that." "Yes, I can." "No, you can't." Her voice broke completely. "You can't control everything, Vincent. You can't protect me from the world you've built. You can't keep me safe by being the most dangerous thing in the room. Then what do you want me to do?" Vincent's voice was desperate. "Tell me. I'll do anything." Claire looked at him through her tears. "Let me go. Would you leave? Or would you stay?" Vincent stood frozen. "No," he said finally. "Vincent. No." His voice was firm. "I let you go once. I won't do it again. You don't get to decide that." "Yes, I do." He stepped closer. "Because if you leave, you die. Dimitri's offer isn't freedom, Claire. It's a trap. You don't know that." "Yes, I do." Vincent's eyes burned into hers. He wants to take you from me. Not to save you. To break me. And the moment you're in his protection, you become his leverage. His weapon against me. Claire's breath caught. He said. He lied. Vincent's jaw was tight. Everything he said was designed to make you doubt me. To make you run. Because a man protecting his wife is strong. But a man chasing after her? Desperate. Weak. Vulnerable. So I'm supposed to just stay. Accept this? Accept you? Yes. Even though you lied to me today? Vincent flinched. I didn't. He stopped. Closed his eyes. You're right. I should have told you immediately. I should have been honest about what happened at that meeting. But you weren't. No, he admitted. Because I wanted one day. One perfect day where you looked at me like I was just a man. Not a monster. Claire's heart cracked. Vincent. I know what I am, he continued, voice rough. I know I'm broken. Violent. Dangerous. I know I'll never be the man you deserve. But I'm the man you have. And I'm begging you not to give up on me yet. Tears streamed down Claire's face. I don't know how to do this. Neither do I, Vincent said quietly. But we'll figure it out. Together. What if we can't? Then we fail together. His eyes held hers. But we try, Claire. Please. Just try. Claire closed her eyes. Every logical part of her screamed to run. To take Dimitri's offer. To choose safety over this impossible, violent, broken love. But her heart knew the truth. She'd already chosen. 3 years ago when she married him. Last night, when she slept in his arms. This morning, when she woke up and felt whole for the first time in years. I need conditions, she said finally. Vincent's expression shifted. Hope. Cautious. Fragile. Anything. No more lies. Not even little ones. Not even to protect me. If something happens, I need to know immediately. Okay. I need to understand your world. Really understand it. Who you work with. What you do. Where the danger comes from. Okay. And I need. Claire's voice cracked. I need you to promise that you'll try. To find another way. To choose nonviolence when you can. Vincent was quiet for a long moment. I can't promise I'll always succeed, he said carefully. But I promise I'll try. It wasn't enough. But it was something. Okay, Claire whispered. Vincent's eyes searched hers. Okay. I'll stay. She stepped closer. But Vincent, if you lie to me again, if you hide things or try to protect me by keeping me in the dark, I'm gone. No second chances. No explanations. Just gone. I understand. Do you? Yes. He reached up, cupped her face gently. I understand that I'm one mistake away from losing you forever. And I'll spend every day making sure that mistake never happens. Claire leaned into his touch. I love you, she whispered. But I don't trust you yet. I know. His thumb brushed away her tears. I'll earn it back. I promise. Don't promise what you can't deliver. I'm not. His eyes were fierce. I'm promising what I will. The next morning, Vincent kept his word. He showed Claire everything. His office. His files. His contacts. His territories. His enemies. He explained the structure of his organization. Who reported to him. What businesses were fronts. What operations were legitimate. He showed her the numbers. The money. The power. He showed her the cost. The guards who died protecting him. The deals that required violence. The families caught in crossfire. He didn't hide anything. And Claire listened. She felt sick. Overwhelmed. Terrified. But she listened. This is my world, Vincent said quietly. This is what I've built. And I won't lie to you about what it takes to maintain it. Claire stared at the files spread across his desk. How do you sleep at night? Badly. He paused. Better when you're next to me. Despite everything, her heart stuttered. What about Dimitri? She asked. Is the deal really holding? For now. Vincent's expression was grim. But he'll test it again. Soon. How do you know? Because I would. Claire looked at him. What happens when he does? I'll handle it. Without killing anyone? Vincent was quiet. Vincent. I'll try, he said finally. But if it comes down to his life or yours, I'm choosing yours. Every time. That's not trying. That's reality. His eyes held hers. I won't apologize for prioritizing your safety above everything else. Even if it makes me complicit? You're not complicit. You're protected. That's the same thing. No, Vincent said firmly. It's not. You don't pull the trigger. You don't make the call. You don't give the order. That's all me. But I benefit from it. Yes. Claire's hands trembled. I don't know if I can live with that. Vincent moved around the desk, knelt in front of her chair. Then tell me what you need, he said quietly. Tell me how to make this bearable for you. Claire looked into his eyes. I need purpose. He frowned. What? If I'm going to be part of this world, if I'm going to accept the violence and the danger and the blood, I need to do something good with it. Something that balances the scales. Vincent's expression shifted. What did you have in mind? The legitimate businesses, Claire said. The real estate. The investments. The front companies. What about them? What if we use them for actual good? Community centers in struggling neighborhoods. Affordable housing. Job training programs. Vincent tilted his head. You want to turn my money laundering operations into charities? I want to turn your empire into something that helps people, Claire corrected. Not just exploits them. He was quiet for a moment, considering. It would be expensive, he said finally. You paid $70 million to end a war. That was different. How? That was for you. Claire's chest tightened. Then do this for me too. Vincent studied her face. You really think this will help? Giving back to communities while I'm simultaneously running criminal operations in them. I think it's better than doing nothing, Claire said. I think it gives me a reason to stay. A way to live with myself. And if it's not enough, then I'll tell you. Vincent nodded slowly. Okay. I'll set it up. You'll have access to $50 million to start. Use it however you want. Claire's eyes widened. $50 million? Is that not enough? That's insane. Vincent's expression softened. You're asking me to let you find meaning in my darkness. That's worth any price. The community center opened on a Tuesday. Claire stood outside, watching families pour through the doors. Kids running toward the new playground. Parents checking out the job training programs. Elderly residents heading for the community kitchen. It was real. She'd done this. Well, Vincent's money had done it. But she'd made it happen. You look proud, Vincent said beside her. She glanced at him. He'd insisted on coming, despite the risk of being seen in public. I am, she said. This is good. Real good. It is. His hand found hers. You should be proud. They stood together, watching their creation come to life. Thank you, Claire said quietly, for letting me do this. Thank you for staying. She looked up at him. It hasn't been easy. I know. There were days I almost left. I know that too. But I didn't. Vincent's eyes held hers. Why? Claire was quiet for a moment. Because loving you is harder than leaving you, she said finally. But it's also more worth it. That night, they lay in bed together. Not the guest bed. Not separate rooms. Their bed. Claire's head rested on Vincent's chest, listening to his heartbeat. Can I tell you something? Vincent said quietly. Always. I never thought I'd have this. Claire tilted her head to look at him. Have what? Peace. His hand stroked her hair gently. I thought my life would be violence and power until someone finally killed me. I never imagined this. What is this? Vincent's eyes met hers. Home. Claire's throat tightened. I love you, she whispered. Vincent went very still. What? I love you, she repeated, stronger this time. I know I've been scared to say it. Scared to admit it. But I do. I love you. Despite everything. Maybe because of everything. Vincent's hand cupped her face. His eyes were wet. Say it again, he whispered. I love you. Again. I love you, Vincent Callahan. He kissed her then. Soft. Desperate. Like she was air and he was drowning. When they broke apart, his forehead rested against hers. I'll spend the rest of my life earning those words, he said. You already have. Claire sat in a cafe in Brooklyn. Different cafe. Same neighborhood. She stirred her coffee, watching the door. It opened. Marcus walked in. He spotted her, smiled that familiar smile, approached. Claire, he said, sliding into the seat across from her. Thanks for meeting me. Of course. He looked the same. Expensive suit. Confident posture. But Claire saw him differently now. She saw the calculation in his eyes. The way he assessed her clothing, her jewelry, her composure. Looking for weakness. Finding none. So, Marcus said, I heard you got married. I did. Congratulations. His smile was tight. Anyone I know? I don't think so. What's his name? Claire met his eyes steadily. Vincent Callahan. Marcus's face went white. I didn't know. That I was married to the most powerful man in New York? Claire's voice was calm. Pleasant. No, you didn't. You thought I was still that broke girl from college. Someone you could pity. Someone insignificant. Claire, She stood, gathering her things. My husband wanted to kill you, she said conversationally. After that $100 bill. After the report you filed on me for your Russian contacts. After you tried to use our friendship to determine if I was worth kidnapping. Marcus's hands trembled. But I asked him not to, Claire continued. Because despite everything, I don't think you're worth the blood on his hands. She dropped $100 bill on the table. For old times, she said softly. Buy yourself something nice, Marcus. And she walked out. Vincent was waiting in the car outside. Claire slid in beside him. How was it? He asked. Satisfying. He smiled. Did you tell him? Everything. And? He'll be leaving the city by tomorrow. Claire looked at Vincent. Your reputation did most of the work. Our reputation, Vincent corrected gently. Claire's heart warmed. Our reputation. They drove through the city in comfortable silence. Where to? Vincent asked. Home. The center? Sophia said there's a new family moving into the affordable housing unit if you want to meet them. Claire considered. Home. I want to be home. Vincent's hand found hers. Me too. That night, Claire stood on the balcony, looking out at the city. Vincent joined her, wrapping his arms around her from behind. What are you thinking about? He asked. How different my life is now. Good different or bad different? Claire leaned back against him. Complicated different. Regrets? She turned in his arms to face him. No, she said. You. Only that I didn't fight harder for you 3 years ago. You let me go because I asked. I should have asked you to stay. Claire smiled softly. I wouldn't have listened. I know. His eyes held hers. But I should have tried. You're trying now. Every day. Claire reached up, cupped his face. I know. And it's enough. Vincent kissed her forehead. I love you. I love you too. She paused. Even when you're impossible. Even when you're dangerous. Even when you scare me. Always. Claire looked into the eyes of the man who'd killed for her, paid millions for her, changed his world to keep her. The man who was still a monster, but was also somehow impossibly hers. Always, she whispered. The end.